hold on to your squeaky chickens, Bluey fans, because what you're about to see might just ruin your childhood, or make you laugh so hard you spill your juice box. We're exploring 15 mistakes the creators of Bluey hoped you'd never notice. From missing tails to magical floating food, trust me, once you see these, you can't unsee them. Before we get into it, have you spotted any? Let us know in the comments. In the Bluey episode Smoochy Kiss, Bandit finds himself in a classic dad emergency. He accidentally pees on his foot. Yikes! Naturally, he races to the bathroom sink to rinse off the mess. But that's when a sneaky goof pops up. When Bandit first walks into the bathroom, the sink taps are correct. Hot is on the left, cold is on the right, marked red and blue. But seconds later, as he washes his foot, the taps have magically switched places. Now, hot is on the right and cold is on the left. No cut, no explanation, just a classic animation blooper. Did the plumbing change? Is the sink trolling Bandit? Or did the animators just mix things up? Whatever the reason, it's a tiny mistake that sharp-eyed fans can't unsee. And it makes Smoochy Kiss even more lovable and a little weirder than before. Bluey, fun, feelings, and funky taps. In Bluey Season 3's Obstacle Course, Chili sets up a fun backyard challenge to get the family up and moving. It's meant to be a simple, energetic bonding activity, and Bluey is all in, especially when it comes to climbing the ladder. She's full of energy, ready to conquer the course like a pro. But then, something strange catches the eyes of sharp-witted fans. As Bluey begins her climb up the ladder, everything seems normal, except for one tiny detail. There's no shadow beneath her paws. It's as if the sun just decided to skip her for a moment. But once she reaches the top, boom! Her shadow suddenly pops into existence like it was running late to the scene. From that point, everything appears to go back to normal. At least, that's what it looks like, until Bluey climbs back down. That's when things get downright weird. Bluey finishes the climb and walks away from the ladder, but her shadow doesn't seem to get the memo. Instead of following her like it's supposed to, the shadow lingers on the ladder for a beat, almost like it forgot it was attached to a dog. This bizarre moment didn't go unnoticed. Fans immediately caught the animation glitch and turned it into a hilarious moment online. Some even joked that Bluey's shadow is now on its own training arc, trying to master the obstacle course at its own pace. We all love Bluey, but sometimes the animation gets a little wobbly. In the hotel episode, Bandit gets off his bed. But hold on, where did his feet go? One moment, he's standing tall, and the next, he's floating midair like a dad with superpowers. It's like Bandit's been practicing some gravity-defying tricks, but sadly, no, he hasn't. His feet just vanish, and it's like they went on vacation without him. It's a hilarious little glitch where the bottom half of Bandit's body forgets to show up, making him look like he's levitating. But no worries, this is just a silly animation mistake. Bandit's still the lovable dad we all know, just with a bit of a mysterious floating moment. Next time you watch, see if you can spot other funny little oopsies that make Bluey even more fun. Bluey is fun, but even the best shows make a little mistake now and then. In the beach episode from Season 1, the Healer family is having a blast, with Bandit building sandcastles and Bingo turning Bluey into a mermaid. But hold on, did you catch the eyebrow blunder? At one point when Bluey leans back, we see her and Bingo from above, and surprise, Bluey's eyebrows are suddenly blue. Now, in this episode, Bluey should have yellow eyebrows, thanks to the sunscreen Chili applied. Oops! It looks like the animators got a little mixed up. It's one of those tiny mistakes that's easy to miss, but super funny once you spot it. Even in perfect cartoons, errors sneak in, and we love that Bluey keeps us on our toes. Keep your eyes peeled for these quirky moments next time. Even in Bluey, things don't always stay in place. Take the episode Cinema, for example, when Bandit, Bluey, and Bingo are getting popcorn and tickets. There's a little mix-up with the cinema walls. At first, the wall next to them is red, but after they watch the movie and go out for more snacks, the wall has mysteriously turned purple. Huh? Now, you might think they moved to a different part of the cinema, but that doesn't add up. Why? Because the same cinema worker who served them earlier is there again, and he looks just like Bandit. Unless Bandit has an identical twin working at the cinema, which seems a bit far-fetched, it's a quirky little mistake. It's one of those moments that proves, even in the world of animated perfection, the tiniest goof can sneak by unnoticed. We're just here for the laughs. And hey, hit that subscribe button or pom-poms moving in. She'll take over your snacks, your bed, and probably your Netflix profile. She's cute, but she's chaotic. Hold on to your sausages because this one's bonkers. In the Bluey episode Spy Game, something totally wacky goes down right in the middle of the backyard barbecue mayhem. Do you know Chili, the awesome healer mom famous for her loving patients and her classic brown eye patch on the right side of her face? Well, in this scene, that signature look suddenly decides to mix things up. Yup, you read that right. Chili's eye patch mysteriously jumps from her right eye to her left. It's like it just couldn't make up its mind which eye it liked better. One second it's where it's supposed to be, and the next, boop. It's swapped sides like it's in some kind of cartoon dimension hop. It's so quick and subtle that most viewers don't even notice it on the first or second watch. But once you do catch it, it's impossible to unsee. Some fans have joked that her patch went on a spontaneous solo mission, or that her face accidentally hit the shuffle button during editing. Whatever the cause, it's one of those blink and you will miss it animation glitches that makes Bluey all the more fun to re-watch. Chili's face just played a sneaky little prank on us all, and now you're in on the joke. This one's a head-scratcher. In the Bluey episode Takeaway, Bandit pulls a magic trick with his iconic yellow belly. We all know Bandit's design. Blue fur with that distinct yellow belly, setting him apart from Bluey. But hold on tight, because something strange happens. While at the takeaway shop, when Bandit turns to talk to Bingo about her bathroom situation, his yellow belly disappears. Yep, 1 second it's there, and the next, poof. He looks like a giant blue, all blue and no yellow in sight. But just as quickly, when he turns around, his yellow belly magically reappears. It's like he has some secret color-changing superpower that only affects his belly. It's a funny little animation flub that leaves us wondering, does Bandit have an invisible belly when we're not looking? In the Bluey episode Yoga Ball, Bandit and the girls play a thrilling game where they have to jump into a room to escape a rolling yoga ball. The room is easy to spot, with its orange furniture and red carpet, and the game is played over and over again. The girls race, jump, and try to avoid being crushed, but there's a strange continuity mistake in the middle of all this action. When Bluey jumps into the room to avoid the ball, Bingo, tired from all the running, keeps going. However, as we follow Bingo, something odd happens. She passes the door of the room, but in the next shot, she's somehow closer to the entrance than she was before, even though she had already passed it. This creates a confusing and unexplained moment in the scene, making us wonder how she could have gotten closer to the door after running past it. It's a small but noticeable mistake, reminding us that even the best shows can have their little errors. In the Bluey episode, Tina, there's a quick animation mistake that only the sharpest viewers will spot. During a scene where Bandit and Chili are pretending to put Tina, their imaginary friend, in the car trunk, something strange happens with Chili's fur. If you slow down the footage, you'll notice that Chili's brown fur overlaps her lighter fur, creating a weird distortion on her face. It's a subtle mistake, but definitely noticeable for those paying close attention. While the idea of pretending to put Tina in the trunk already feels a little offbeat, especially given that Tina is an imaginary friend, the animation error makes it feel even stranger. It's a small glitch, but it disrupts the otherwise smooth flow of the episode. Even in a show like Bluey, which is known for its high-quality animation and attention to detail, no production is immune to mistakes. This is a rare example of a minor hiccup in an otherwise polished show. It reminds us that even the best cartoons have their quirky little errors. In one Bluey episode, there's a quick mistake that even the most eagle-eyed fans might miss. During a scene where Bandit is playing in bed with Bingo, something very curious happens. Bandit's tail vanishes. While Bandit is spinning around on the bed, his tail disappears completely for a few frames. It's a small glitch, but it stands out when you pause and notice it. Did the animators forget to put his tail back in the shot? It's a little odd, especially since Bandit's tail is a distinctive part of his character design. The mistake is brief, but it's one of those errors that leaves us wondering how it slipped through. Given the show's high standards of animation, it's always amusing to spot these quirky mistakes. Even the best animation teams can have moments of tail trouble. So, next time you watch Bluey, keep an eye out for Bandit's tail. Just don't be surprised if it goes poof for a second. In Bluey's cinema episode, there's a small animation error that's easy to miss if you're not paying close attention. At one point, Bandit, Bluey, and Bingo are buying tickets and popcorn, and we get a quick look at the movie posters on the wall. The posters on the red wall are pretty fun. One looks like a canine version of Princess Peach from Super Mario, and the other appears to be a romantic movie. But then, in the very next scene, when they step out to buy more popcorn, something odd happens. The wall has turned purple. Not only has the wall color changed, but the movie posters have switched entirely. The first poster is now a picture of a little bee, and the second looks like a detective movie. So, what happened? Were they in different parts of the cinema? It's a possibility, but it's hard to ignore the fact that the wall color and posters swapped so quickly. Unless the cinema has a super fast poster changeover, we're left with a fun little continuity mix-up that adds a bit of magic to the episode. Guess it's a Bluey poster plot twist. In the Bluey episode space, there's a strange moment involving Mackenzie, Bluey's border collie friend. Known for his expressive eyebrows, Mackenzie suddenly loses them, literally. During a heartfelt scene where Jack and Rusty help him back to his spaceship, his eyebrows vanish completely. They're not hidden or covered, they're just gone. Then, in the very next shot, they reappear like nothing happened. It's a blink and you miss mistake, but once you spot it, it's hard to unsee. Did his eyebrows fall into a black hole? Take a quick break? Either way, it's a small animation error that adds a quirky charm to the episode. In the Bluey episode Dance Mode, there's a fun little animation mistake that happens while the Healer family is waiting in line at the post office. A background dog is holding a letter, but when Bingo activates one of her 3 dance modes, something odd occurs. The letter in the dog's hand suddenly disappears, floats upward and slightly forward, then magically returns to its original position. It's almost like a magic trick. This quick visual glitch might not be noticeable at first, but once you see it, it's hard to ignore. Animation mistakes like these are common in fast-paced shows, but this one adds a touch of unintentional humor to the scene. In the Bluey episode Crab Tickles, there's a funny blink and you miss it moment during a playful scene with Bandit, Bluey, and Bingo. The girls pretend to be crabs and chase their dad around the house, eventually cornering him in the kitchen. Bandit climbs onto the counter and starts throwing fruit at the crabs to defend himself. But here's where it gets strange. One of the fruits, likely an orange, mysteriously disappears from the basket mid-scene. It's there 1 second and gone the next, with no explanation. Did the Healer's house just make the fruit vanish? Probably not. It's likely just a small animation mistake, and honestly, it doesn't take away from the fun. These tiny slip-ups are easy to miss when you're busy laughing. In a heartwarming Bluey episode, we learn some fun details about Chili, also known as Mom Healer. One of the sweetest moments is when we find out that Chili's own mom was super supportive, always encouraging her daughters to do what they love. But there's also an interesting surprise. Chili draws with her left hand, revealing she's left-handed. This small detail adds personality to her character, but there's a funny moment too. While she draws with her left hand, she mentions that her right hand gets tired. That doesn't make sense, but it's likely just a cute slip or a playful touch in the episode's storytelling. If you find this shocking, then wait till you find out what we have in store for you in our next video.